Hi everybody, this video is sponsored by a contribution from Becky, and this is her story. Hi Ollie, this is Becky. This is the third installment of the ongoing saga with my Narc family. I have been working as a caregiver for going on 2 years. I have been my long It has been my goal long ago to build up my loyalty to my employers, since longevity in one's occupation enhances a person's reputation in the marketplace. I have a couple of issues. For one, I feel like my narc family tries to control what I do all the way to the way I think, to the food I eat. I have been trying to go no contact for over 10 years. I know the first time I attempted to go no contact, it wasn't going to work, since I was with a diagnosed psychotic comorbid with schizophrenia. So after a month, I came back home. I felt like every time I make strides to improve my life, my family does something to emotionally and physically abuse me. Well, isn't that obvious? And that's what they do. Just as you're about to try to improve is when they try to sabotage you. Hence, meet Normus trying to screw around on the channel. I don't understand why my father tells me he loves me. I know when I give him money towards the car, he is happy with me, or when I wash the dishes or do something tangible specifically for them, he is happy. But when I achieve for myself, he is inconsistent. Yeah, because if you're not doing for him, he don't care. You're just an indentured servant to him. Anything you do for yourself is something you're not doing for the narcissist. See, the narcissist sees you do for yourself and says to themselves, doesn't say to themselves, "Oh, well, good for my daughter. I'm so glad she's doing well." They're saying, "Well, if she could do that for herself, she could have done it for me." That's how the narcissist thinks. But I am upset when my parents put down my accomplishments. I work for a home health agency, and we have staff meetings where the franchise owner and relationships manager issue awards out of 80 or more caregivers. I received my first pin last year since I completed 1,000 hours of service. It's like being in the military and getting a pin. My parents have never been proud or happy for me having the job as a caregiver. I feel like I couldn't have been better at my job and worked more hours if I didn't attach my self-worth to a job as a caregiver. Well, you don't see what the problem is here? Your parents are people who want you to do for them and not for yourself or anyone else. And then you go work as a caregiver? That is the ultimate. You're going to go out and give care and get money when you could just be at home giving us care and giving us money? That's where this is all coming from. I feel I couldn't have been better at my job and worked more hours if I didn't attach my self-worth to my job as a caregiver. Anyways, today I received the second pin because I completed 2,000 hours of service. You don't understand how much this means. I've given up weekends, evenings, and sleepless nights and gone to work in the snow just to be there for the elderly who need help. This pin signifies how this job has made me a well-rounded person, and that I truly believe that when I give myself and time, I receive so much good in my life. I have realized that I would much rather spend time with my clients than spend time with my mother's sycophantic friends. When I would go to parties, I couldn't walk a foot without someone asking me, "What do you do for a living?" And my mom's friend would criticize and give unsolicited career advice to me and my sister. So I feel like my clients have given me three things: a diversion from the dysfunctional family situation, an excuse not to go to family get-togethers because work is the best excuse, and my job keeps reinforcing the good qualities I have. I am blessed to meet dozens of seniors, and some acknowledge and thank me. I am so used to having my parents tell me that I can't do anything, that it is nice to keep seeing reminders that I am competent and valued. It took me so long to realize how important these jobs are. My mother has partied, and I guess she shamed me for being a caregiver because she planned to have a party or we would be invited to a party, and she'd tell me, don't tell people you go to people's homes, period. I don't want people to know what you do. It doesn't mean I'm ashamed of you. It's just that people don't understand. It made me feel low. I know how self-deprecated people in the first 6 months of my job caring for a very active late-stage Alzheimer's patient, and I called myself a professional butt wiper. I guess I felt low in some ways, but I guess I changed. My sister supported me and told me that my job was very important, and she acknowledged the good I was doing by helping others. You don't see what's happening here? You don't see what's happening here. Your mother and your father and their friends are so empty and so vapid and so selfish and so self-centered. They don't want any reminders of helping people for good. They don't want any reminders of that. What are you telling me? These entitled fucking cunt bitches aren't going to have anybody take care of them in their later stage? Don't have maids or servants or landscapers, or wouldn't kill to have them? These are all just people who see you doing something selfless and doing something good, and they can't have it. Narcissists hate good. They hate selflessness. The hypocrisy in all of that, as they're sitting at a fucking party, drinking and having a good time and probably playing grab ass and doing all the shit, are gonna shit on you because you are holding a mirror to their faces of what pieces of fucking vapid, empty dog shit they really are. I don't understand why my father says I love you, because it's a guilt thing. He don't love you. They say they love you, but it's out of guilt. It's just to guilt you. I don't know why my parents say they care about me or want me to be successful when half the time they fail to show it. The gaslighting is horrendous. I know they have been there for me many times, but I know I could have made better choices if I was well prepared and really believed I could make good choices. Anyways, I came home today and told my dad I got a pin for completing over 2,000 hours of service. He was so excited to see the pin, and I showed him the pin. He examines it and tells me it means nothing, and what matters is money. He tells me that they should give me more money and that the pin I received is insignificant. I don't know why it hurt. I mean, I should disregard what he says, but he's my father. Shouldn't parents congratulate instead of demean? Then he goes on to say how when he worked, he received thousands worth of bonuses. So why does he keep demeaning me? Because if he received thousands in bonuses, why does he need your money? See, your subconscious understands what he's saying here. The accolades and the pin and what that pin represents is meaningless. All that means anything to him is money. And what have you been doing with your money? Giving it to him. Paying for his car, paying for groceries, paying for shit towards the house. But he's bragging about making thousands. Where did all his money fucking go? You got to understand where this is all coming from and what this is all about. This is all about you doing something in your life that is holding a mirror to their faces of what horrible pieces of empty dog shit they really are. If he was so concerned with my earning potential, then why did he demean me so much growing up and tore down my self-esteem and showed how he didn't feel that I was competent? There were people with less intelligence who had more confidence and have a family supporting and cheering them, because he wanted you to be subservient to him. He thought if he did that, you'd never be in a position to have money or to make money, and you could always be under his thumb and be controlled. So now that didn't work, now he's going to do the next best thing. Demean your accomplishments, but take your money at the same time. I'm trying to shake this pain I feel. I work so hard to overcome the self-loathing and self-confidence and self-esteem issues. Right now I'm working on getting my CNA, which will help me work in a facility, which will provide more job stability in addition to attending college and working as a part-time caregiver. I'm finally confident that I can manage this kind of schedule. It has taken so much proof to myself that I can make it on my own. But although I can completely make it on my own, the one thing that delays going no contact is fear and guilt. The fear is due to how I know they will try to look for me. I remember when my ex-flying monkey friend lived at my house. I was dating my ex-boyfriend at the time in 2001. I told my friend Lisa that I was going to be out with my ex-boyfriend Jim. I was with him away from home for 3 days, remind you. I was 23 years old. So when I come back, I see this 60-year-old man asking me questions in front of my mom's house. I felt interrogated, like I was about to get arrested and go to jail. Then he said he knew that I was going out like young adults do and shook his head at my mom and eventually left. So Lisa told me that I failed to tell her that I was going out and that she was worried and told a private investigator who worked for the FBI. What? My mom and Lisa guilted me, but I told my friend that I was out and she claimed that I never told her. Another example of how my parents ruthlessly tried to find their children has to do with my sister. When my sister was upset, she ended up staying overnight at her friend's, and my parents went and got her early in the morning, which was ridiculous because by that time my sister was 20 years old. My mom's playbook is that she's worried. So if she is so worried, why didn't she protect me against my schizophrenic father who beat me, or the cousin who raped me, or the aunt who grabbed my breasts when I was 10 years old? I felt guilt because I think my parents need love. That is part of why I stayed in this relationship. Your mother's worried, all right. Not worried that something was going to happen to you or your sister. She was worried that you and your sister were going to tell somebody about her and your father. They'll always guys concern, but the concern they have is for their own bullshit being exposed. That's where the worry comes up, because it's all about self-sabotage, and it's all about getting you to stay under their thumb and under their control and getting you to keep your mouth shut. I don't know how to go no contact the proper way. I get stress and anxiety when I think about it. I remember when I was at a staff meeting, my employer talked about a caregiver who complained that her husband was stalking her. I know my parents. I am worried that they will relentlessly look for me and in the process jeopardize my independence by stalking me and showing up at my job. I can relocate to another city since I am in college, but I can't leave the state since now I have 6 more classes before I graduate. I need to go no contact the proper way so that my employment isn't jeopardized. How do I do this? I know I can't disappear without them coming to find me and making a big deal of it, since my mother is an engulfing narc. I appreciate your insight and wisdom when dealing with narcissism. You have an intuitive, deep understanding that can't be taught. Thanks, Becky. P.S. You have no idea how invaluable you are. You are a very strong and liberating force. Please keep this channel going. We need and support you. Becky. Here's what you do, Becky. Get set up in another state, in another city. Get set up at your school. Don't tell anybody. The second you pull out of that house and you're gone and they don't know, the first thing you do is call the police, non-emergency number, and inform them that you are fine, you are moving away to college, and you are cutting your parents out of your life. And to expect to get some phone calls from your mother saying that you ran off, don't know, and it's all bullshit. You're fine. You just don't want them in your life because of how they hound you. And leave it at that. When you get to college, notify the college administrator, whoever your administrator is, or your guidance, or whoever it is there, of this situation. Say, I'm here to fix my life, to move on from an abusive family who may try to who may try to track me down and tell you stories and tell you things. So be prepared for it. Same thing, whatever job you start. After you get the job, don't mention it in the interview, but after you get the job, you tell human resources and you tell your boss, listen, if you ever get a call from my mother or somebody claiming to be an old friend of mine or a family member of mine, understand, I have cut them all out of my life because they are abusive, bad people. You give people the forewarning. Okay, when those calls come, they're going to go right to voicemail. And then they'll come, and you need to let them know, please tell me if you get any calls from these people. That is the best you can do, because once they're already pre-informed, they will reject it. And once the narcissist starts getting rejected, maybe they'll fuck off. Okay, if they're going to go to the extent of hiring private investigators and all that, again, that's why you notify wherever you're at, your employer, the college you're at, campus security in case they do hire private investigators. You know, you just let them know, hey, this is my situation in case you ever get a call or I ever have to call you for help. This is what's going on. That's the best you can do, and that's the smartest way to handle it. But understand now your family situation here. Your father only cared about the money because he wanted to keep you an indentured servant. They're going to put down your accomplishments no matter what you do, because your accomplishments hold the mirror to their faces of what horrible pieces of shit they are. Thank you again for your contribution and your support. Thank you for the story. I hope it helps. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any comments or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a piece of audio of a narc you'd like to expose or a topic you'd like me to cover, you know what to do with the PayPal link in the description box. I'll have the video right back to you. This is Ali Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Bye.